Hello everybody, Rebels of Cloud9 here, and welcome to my inbox review of the Revell 30th Anniversary Battlestar Galactica Colonial Viper. This is a very fantastic model. For the 30th anniversary, Revell added a whole bunch of new parts to this particular old monogram kit, and we're going to get into that and show you guys what all those parts are. This is one that I'm particularly excited about. I did build this kit when it came out in 2007. I believe I got an A for it in my art class when I built it, and it's just one of those kits that I had so much fun with. I love the Colonial Viper. I actually like it more than the X-Wing. I know that will get me shunned out of several groups now, and I know that's controversial considering a lot of people consider this to be a copycat of the X-Wing, but I've always loved the Viper. It's one of my favorite sci-fi subjects. And I'm really excited. I got this kit completely brand new, still sealed in the box. So let's open it up and let's take a look at what makes this kit so special. So out of all the 30th anniversary Galactica kits that they did, the Viper's probably the one that they did the most. Oh, actually it is the one that they did the most retooling and made it the most special. So if you do find this one at a model show, yard sale, whatever, and you are a fan of Galactica, or you know somebody who is, definitely pick up this particular kit because it is so cool and it is really awesome. So originally the kit did not come with a cockpit or a pilot. It was all just one part that was the same gray plastic. It had no interior. So what they did here is they made an interior, and it is pretty darn cool. We've got a lot of cockpit sidewall details in here. There's holes in there, and that's for the pilot's feet to fit through. It's, in a way, kind of basic, but I think personally it is really nice still. So there's a lot of stuff in there. So like I said, one of the other things they did is they did add a pilot figure in here. And here's our little Colonial warrior. The only thing I can say personally that is a slight downside is that the control column is molded into the hands here. So I'm going to flip this part around. It would have been nice to have that as a separate attachment if you had wanted that. And we also have this little head in here, and it's not bad. It's got some good detail on the helmet, which is nice, and the face, yeah, the face isn't too bad. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but for what it is, I think it actually looks pretty good. As far as the rest of the kit goes, it's kind of the same. I'm going to show you guys some of the newer parts as well, but we've got the same raised panels. I think that's an ejector pin mark right there. Flipping it around here, let's look at the main hull here. Again, all raised panel lines. That's just going to become common with this kit. But we've got some really nice little interior details in here. Really love that. We've got these, I believe these are the intakes if I remember right. Yeah, these go inside of the intakes here, so that's like the turbine or whatever technology they use in here. And then we have, of course, have one of the cannons right there. And again, lots of nice little detail in here, lots of little greebly parts you can see on here. There's a couple like tank parts in there, which again I really love. So I'll move on to the second part here. One of the parts rattled off the sprue. This is, like I said, still sealed. I'm always amazed at when that happens, how some of these parts rattle off when they're in a sealed box. But anyways, this originally did have a missile firing feature in the front intake here. So that's why there's this hole there. There was originally a missile there. That is not included with this kit. That's a feature they've done away with completely. Here we have the base. We've got the two what do you call those, skids here. This is what they would launch off of on the Galactica. We've got the nice hole for the display stand there. Over here we have the intakes, and they're nicely molded out there. Really like that. And here we have the back. This is one of the parts that rattled off, and it's got some nice detail in it here. Apparently this is some new detailing. I don't have an original Viper to compare this with, so I'm just taking the internet's word for it. But yeah, some really nice detail in here, and you can see these are the old parts molded in here still. So as it goes, it's a really nice kit, and I believe, if I remember right, this is 32nd scale. So this is kind of one of the only scaled models. So here's another one of the new parts. This is really exciting. This is so cool. So here we have, this originally, as I mentioned, was gray. It was just a gray piece. You put the decals on for the windows to make it black, which was reminiscent of how they did it with the studio models, which is, I think, actually really cool. So you're building your Viper the same way they did in the studio. You also get this square here, and that is for a decal for the front display screen if you want to have that lit up. And these go into the back here. They're new parts. They fit in the back like this. And again, that's if you want to have it lit up. You can have those engines showing. I think that's really cool. I don't know, but I think they might. No, I don't think they hold an LED in there. I doubt it. That looks a little too small for that. So yeah, this is a new sprue. And that's what's the really cool thing with this one. I didn't know that was a thing at the time when I built this for the first time way back when. And we get the same really cool display stand that I like. It's got the plaque there in the front, and it's just a really nice sturdy stand. And my old Viper I still have. I'm going to restore it when I built this one. And what I really like about it is it balances the model really well, and I can pivot it and have it posed in a myriad of different positions, and that'll be really fun when I get around to that. And looking at lastly here, well, second to lastly here, we have the instruction sheet, and this is a really cool. You get a lot of painting here with the cockpit, and this is just a lot of fun. I really love these old instructions. I can't wait to build this one. So we've got a lot of stuff in here. Nozzle insert clear, turbo thruster nozzles, dark gray. They did a really great job of, I think, of telling you what all these parts are and how they go together and what they're called. I really like that. And we do have quite a comprehensive decal guide for this one. Now, I'll get to that in just a moment here, but it is quite elaborate. There's a lot to put on here compared to the Cylon ships, and it's a lot of fun. I remember that from back in the day. So here are the decals, and you do get all the red striping here. They're really nice. It's what I think is pretty close to screen accurate. You do get 3 different displays there for the front viewing screen. This really awesome Colonial Viper plaque, and then it has the insignia for the Galactica, and it also comes with decals for the Pegasus. These are the silver spars. And what's also really cool is you get a whole bunch of different pilots that you can adorn your Viper with, and that is really awesome. You also get these little patches on here, and these little patches will go onto your figure. So I think that's fantastic. They give you all that. They even give you some kill markings on there. I don't know if that was screen accurate or not, but I put them on mine originally. I thought they were really fun. And yeah, they just look really great. This is, to me, this is absolutely fantastic. This is a kit worth buying, and I just, yeah, if you're going to get one of these ships, get the 30th anniversary Colonial Viper. You're not going to regret it. This is a really fun model. And so that is the 30th anniversary Colonial Viper. Despite the raised panel lining, that would likely be a lot nicer if it was rescribed, and that'll take quite a while to do. There's a lot on this ship, and you got to work around a curved hull section here, and that takes a while to do. I still think this is an utterly fantastic kit. If I found another one of these online for a good price, I would definitely buy it up in a heartbeat. I think this is just such a fantastic model. I really love it, and I'm excited to get to build one of these for a second time. It's such a great little kit. And like I said, if you do find one of these out in the wild, definitely grab it. You're really not going to regret it for what it is. It's really fantastic. So kind of the only thing that's missing out of this whole collection is the Galactica. Now, I've heard various stories over the years that the molding for the Galactica was lost completely or partially lost, or when they were doing these 30th anniversaries that the parts to retool it was going to cost way too much, and so they decided not to do the Galactica. Whatever the reason is, I personally don't really know, but we never got the Galactica, and it wasn't for quite a few years later when Mobius released their version of the original Galactica that we really did get a really nice, updated, and fantastic kit. The weird differences between the Mobius and the Monogram kit, Mobius went a kind of an interesting route. This model here from Revell is based off of the ones that you would see flying in the background. They did actually use these in the show, and they did base it off of the studio models of the ones that you saw flying through space. Mobius went in a bit of an interesting route. They decided to mold it off of the studio model, the hero model that you would see Apollo and Starbuck climbing out of, so the ones that the pilots could climb in. The intake here in the front, and the shape and profile of the nose is slightly wider and slightly a little different. You can definitely see it. So that's kind of interesting that they went and made that decision, because I think that's pretty cool. But as it is, guys, this is it. This is the last one in the collection. Like I said, really love these ones. I really, really do. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you've enjoyed this and you would like to see the Cylon Raider and the Cylon Base Star, links to both of those video inbox reviews are in the description down below. And if you get a chance to buy this kit, definitely do it. And if you have a chance in particular to get it for that special Galactica fan, do it. They're gonna love this one. They really are. This is a really special kit with all the additions that they put into it. I love all the customization that they included with the decal sheet and the pilot. It's fantastic. It's really, really great. But until then, guys, this is Rebels at Cloud 9. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Take care.